All right, Willow Springs redo. Didn't really think I nailed it last time, and my performance in races confirmed that. So, quite a few changes to the car setup from the last track guide. So, I really suggest if you changing over. It made the car quite a bit better, I thought. So, I did reduce the ARB in the front. That's a new change. Softened the front springs and changed the camber on a number here of the wheels. And what else did we do in the rear? Softened up the ARB a little bit, and yeah, that's about it for changes. But I find this is working a heck of a lot better than the last setup. So we'll go into the lap here, 22 degrees, so hopefully that's representative, 52% usage, so pretty decent, I guess. So coming into turn one, fourth gear, obviously, uh, looking for this black sign. In real time, it looks like I'm at the black sign, but obviously in slow-mo, I'm braking just before it. Just a good blast of brakes, third gear shifting down, and then wanting to pick up the throttle as early as possible. Really important you get into the camber of this corner here. Just follow the tire patch. And again, just picking up the throttle as early as you can, unwinding the wheel, letting it run out wide. Doesn't really have to be said, but don't get on the desert scrub here. That is going to cost you a lot of time and possibly spin you out, so don't do that. So coming into the next corner, the tire patch, you can see the track is really cambered. The tire patch is really running a wide line, but I find coming in pretty tight to the white line is a faster um, way around. And you can see here I really crank the wheel to try and get a little bit of slip angle and rotate the car, just so you don't run out wide here. Just holding a tight line against this white line I find is faster. I could be mistaken, we'll see when the races happen. And then shifting down into third about midway, when the RPMs start to drop in fourth, that's the time to shift down into third. You'll be able to see that better at full speed. And it's important just to keep that line tight here at the end of the corner, unwinding the wheel and letting the car run out wide. If you came at this too wide, you're going to run wide and then get onto that scrub and going to cost you a lot of time. So watch out for that. So up into fourth gear just for a short time coming into this next one. This next one is miserable. A lot of these corners are. There's no great markers for a lot of these. In real time, it looks like I'm judging maybe about 3 car lengths before the curb here. Maybe 4 car lengths. In slow-mo, it's a little further, but that's really the best thing I've got. Shifting down into second, pretty hard on the brakes. It's important to get on the brakes early here. If you brake too late, once you're on this upward angle and you hit the brakes, your back end is really going to want to kick out on you. So it's important to brake early and pick up the throttle early. If you brake too late, you're probably going to be in trouble here. And then just working your way up to the curb here, and again, for most of these little thin curbs here along the track, these are death. Do not get on these. They will push your car and spin you. They can break your suspension. If you go over them, it will grab your tire and again spin you out. So avoid these narrow curbs that are angled. The flatter ones, they're okay, but these guys are deadly. And then just picking up the throttle, holding it in second gear, just kind of working over mid-ish track. If you're a little bit more to the right, that's okay. And then climbing up this hill, cold tires, you just have to watch through this section. It can be a little greasy, so watch out for that. And then basically, again, in real time, it looks like when I'm up beside the Willow Springs, the green print here, I'm getting on the brakes just a little bit, just to slow the car down just a bit, and then picking up the throttle, just feathering it to keep that back end from kicking out. Again, real easy to spin the car out here, keeping a tight line and then running it out wide, getting on the throttle as quick as possible, and using most of the track. Again, watch out for that scrub on the left. Up into third for a short time here, and basically using this curb as a marker. Again, in real time, it looks like I'm at the end of the curb, shifting down into second. You can do this in third. However, if you brake too hard, you're going to go slower, and if you don't brake enough, you're going to run wide and get into the scrub. So I really find second is kind of the way to go to get consistently through here without dying. So good blast to brake, second gear, and again, just picking up the throttle just to keep that back end steady as you go through here. Very easy to spin it if you're carrying too much speed. And then just unwinding the wheel. So important to come up here to get right up tight against these curbs. Again, these are the angled ones that can kill you, so don't get on them. Third gear, working your way up into fourth. If you run this wide, you are going to get into the scrub over there, so it's important to get tight up against those curbs. Pretty straightforward through all of that. Coming into the last corner, this one is a voodoo. I hate this corner. Basically, I'm looking for the Toyota building here on the left, and when I reach the end of the building in real time, I'm lifting and just giving it just a touch of brakes, just to keep that back end steady and to keep from running wide here, and then just picking up the throttle, feathering it on just to keep that back end steady and to get the speed back up as quick as you can for this long straight, which is going to be a huge passing area. And then of course you're aiming for that red stake, the really black rubbered in patch. It's important you get right into the groove of this. If you run wide, you're going to get on the scrub, not the end of the world, but it will slow you down obviously, and who's ever behind you is going to pass you. So you get an X. I don't believe there's any slowdowns, but yeah, don't hit it obviously. And that is a 1:23.2. I think that's, well, it is a much better time than my last guide, and I think that will be fairly competitive, so hopefully that helps. We'll run it out at full speed. See you out there. Good luck. We'll talk to you next time.